Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time, a night to remember.
The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
How do you like it? On the shot, so aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Hello and welcome to Before the Bell here at the Planet Ice Arena in Altrincham. This place will be sold out and buzzing later on for the professional debut of Olympian Pat Brown. But before we head over to DAZN at 7 p.m, 3 fights to get you warmed up. The experienced and always exciting Liam Taylor kicks off the show before 2 top prospects are in action, Taylor Bevan and Connor Tudbury. And what a night we have got in store for you, but we are ready for our first night of the contest. So let's, first fight of the night, sorry. There we go, it's cold in here. David Diamante is ready, so let's hand over to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to Altrincham, England. We are live on DAZN for a big night of next-gen boxing, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Everlast, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Tom Life Insurance, Victory Live, and Drip. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the British Boxing Board of Control. The steward in charge is Les Potts. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Barry, A-star referee, Mr. John Latham. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black and purple. He scaled 10 stone, 5 pounds, 4 ounces. This 18-fight veteran hails from Stoke-on-Trent. Please welcome Jamie Stewart. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black and silver. He scaled 10 stone, 6 pounds, 14 ounces. Professional record, 27 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Middleton, Lancashire, please welcome the Dynamo, Liam Taylor.
Right, lads, you know, expect from you both your obeying instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
Well, here we go, first fight of the night between Liam Taylor and Jamie Stewart. 6 rounds here at Planet Ice Arena in Altrincham.
Seconds out, round 1.
I'm pleased to say, as ever, I'm joined by former IBF World Champion Sonny Edwards. You cold, Sonny?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had that body warmer on.
I'll lend you it. Liam Taylor, 27 wins, 2 losses, the 1 draw. The former WBO European champion, former British and Commonwealth title challenger, against the usually durable Jamie Stewart from Longton, Staffordshire. 4 wins, 10 defeats, but he's only been stopped the once. So he knows how to survive seen much of Liam Taylor in the past, Sonny?
Yeah, well, he had quite a busy little run. He had some fights against Tyrone Nurse. He fought David Evanesian where he felt short, and he did mix at a good level. He looked like he was picking up a good run of steam at one stage of his career. It seemed to have gone a bit quiet, but he got a good win last time out against Samo Mason from Sheffield, and he's doing some good work here, backing up Stewart into the corner.
Yeah, this is good work from Taylor. Back Stewart onto the ropes. As I say, the usually durable Jamie Stewart, but he looks in trouble here. Good work to the body from Taylor. Again, looking for the double shots.
He's just finding the target too easy right now. Here is Taylor.
Fired up, doesn't he, Sonny? Just missing with the right hand there over the jab of Stewart. Nice right to the body, really varying up the combinations to head and body.
Stewart really struggling to sort of pick up defensively on any of the work that Taylor's throwing. He's opting to really just tuck up and brace. I don't know if it's the best tactics. He's on the receiving end of a lot of punishment so far. Just 2 minutes into the first round.
Yeah, big opportunity this for both men, but you'd say for Liam Taylor, if he gets through this one, which he should do, it's a crack at the British title. Conor Walker owns, but again, really good work from Taylor. As you pointed out, a good win against Samo Mason, but that was last year, March, so over a year ago. But looking good, looking like he still has his timing and distance, Sonny.
And let's be real, really, Stewart here as an away fighter, you know, but he's really coming like he does every fight with the ambition. That's why you don't really see it. That's why you'll be forgiven thinking this is genuine, a scrap here that Liam Taylor's involved with. He's pushing his man back, but he's trying to hold his ground, find the shots of his own, but he's just being outclassed at the moment in the first 3 minutes of the fight.
Yeah, very good opening round from Liam Taylor.
Ten seconds, corners. Seconds out. Round two.
Into the second round we go, and that was a very good opening round from Liam Taylor, who, as I say, big fight looming potentially against Conor Walker. What can Jamie Stewart do? Actually had a draw last time out against DAZN Nomana, the start of this month. But he's up against it, Sonny.
Yeah, and he really took the centre stage in the first round, did Taylor. Had Stewart backpedaling even though he didn't want to, trying to hold his ground and let shots go of his own, but was just finding himself at the receiving end of a lot of clean shots, I felt, in the first round.
Yeah, been a pro since 2011, Liam Taylor. I mean, I was still fighting then, but he says he's desperate to win a British title. That's his dream. Like I say, he fought Chris Jenkins for the British and Commonwealth titles. It was a draw. He's one fight away here from getting the opportunity to fight for that dream title of his against Conor Walker. And he's looking good. He's looking composed, compact, nice high guard. Jamie Stewart trying to look for the shots to the body, just poking out the jab, leaning back when under attack.
Oh, a nice left hook lands though. But more shots coming back from Taylor there for Jamie Stewart, for Liam Taylor on Jamie Stewart.
And this is smart. He's showing his experience, isn't he, Liam Taylor? You know this, Sonny, when you're fighting these kind of journeyman type fighters, variation key.
Yeah, and I think physically he just looks a little bit more impressive, a little sharper, a little heavier handed, a bit more confident, a bit more awareness in the ring IQ. to put it lightly. I think he's really making it a one-sided contest and not really giving Stewart too much of an opportunity to land too much.
Yeah, looking physically strong again, imposing.
Nice body shot.
His strength on Stewart, nice left to the body there, and again he follows it up with another shot. There was a little dip of the knees.
He's barely reacting. He's barely reacting here, Stewart. He's standing, waiting and bracing for the next punch, but Taylor's rarely missing, especially when he's sinking down to the body.
Yeah, really good work.
You'd think one of these are going to hurt him in a minute. But the toughness, though, has to be commended of Stewart because he's still fighting back. Even if he's not really reacting defensively, he's taking a shot and throwing straight back.
Yeah, he is. He's letting his hands go to chin a little higher, though, of Jamie Stewart. He's got to tuck that down. Again, we've already seen the variation, as we see there again from Liam Taylor, just dropping that stiff jab to the body. Right hand, look at that uppercut, a peach of a shot. That's 4 now from Liam Taylor. The gum shield is out.
And still he fires back, no gum shield. 3 or 4 big uppercuts landed there. And
absolute peaches. They were stunning right uppercuts from Liam Taylor. Again, demonstrating such good variation with his work.
Absolute credit to Stewart for still fighting off the ropes there. No gum shield, didn't have no quit in him. Weren't looking for a break. Oh, but another punishing body shot lands.
Another round in the bank for Liam Taylor.
Another good round, I thought, for Liam Taylor. And I think the same rhythm that he kind of set in the first round just started getting to Stewart a little bit there, Darren.
Yeah, he did. And you can see the marking on the face of Jamie Stewart. And I'm sure he's felt some of those heavy onslaughts to the body. Another stiff, straight right to the body, just under that left elbow of Jamie Stewart. But as you said, Sonny, showing his heart and his toughness.
And look, obviously this fight for Liam Taylor is with one eye on another bigger fight in the future, but how he's setting about his work here, I do really like. Even though he's up against a fighter that, you know, he's got 6 rounds and maybe he can look to just box and stay out of trouble, he's really trying to set about Stewart again here.
Yeah, I've used the word a few times already in this fight, but the variation's so impressive, and I just see a nice left hook a moment ago. He gave the eyes to the body, and he fired a left hook upstairs, and again, Jamie Stewart looking to respond with work of his own.
Leaving his chin up in the air again there. Not really reacting defensively to the shots, but it's not withering him away from his attacks, Darren.
Straight away. You look at this fight and you look at this performance, and look, it's a completely different kettle of fish for Liam Taylor if he fights Conor Walker, but you can imagine what a war it would be. But this is great work from Taylor again, and the ref looks as if he's having a look, but then back comes Jamie Stewart, showing that heart, showing that desire and that will to win, Sonny Edwards.
And a nice 1-2 left hook. But another sinking body shot. You can really see here Jamie Stewart trying to give it every bit as good as he's getting. And he landed some really nice shots, probably some of his best in the fight so far.
I would say so.
But back comes Liam Taylor.
What a peach of a right uppercut, and he took that well, Jamie Stewart. That was right on the chin, as so was that second right uppercut.
And a third.
Yeah, he's starting to turn the screws, and he's Sonny.
But I think the problem here for Jamie Stewart is he's watching the shot come to him, he's seeing it coming, but he's not defensive. His legs wobbled a bit there.
Yeah, a little unsteady there as he just stumbled backwards, Jamie Stewart, and it's this constant work, constant pressure from Liam Taylor.
But I can't lie, I feel like it's starting to look a bit like he might be being a bit too tough for his own good here. Darren, and another shot lands.
Yeah, and you can see the referee just creeping closer, but every time he does, Stewart comes back with work of his own.
But I wouldn't begrudge anyone from the corner, the ref, to stop this fight here, because even though he is fighting back, he's taking a lot of punishment here. Oh, but nice shot for Jamie Stewart, which makes it hard for the ref to jump in and stop it when you're still fighting back like that.
And demonstrating why there is only one stoppage defeat on his record, Jamie Stewart.
Absolutely nothing wrong with the man's chin.
Yeah, just taking the sting out of the right hand from Liam Taylor there, and gamely coming back with a left to the body and a right over the top.
Oh, nice body shot land.
Another hurtful, punishing round from Liam Taylor. Safe to say this man is well and truly in his groove. Still 3 fights to go, 3 rounds to go, Sonny. Can Jamie Stewart survive?
There's been definitely signs that look like Liam Taylor's getting to it. Look, he's backed up, he's getting caught with some clean shots. There's a barrage of punches. We've seen refs jump in at stages earlier than that, I believe, but he come back even after those 3, 4 big, clean uppercuts that were landing throughout the middle of that last round. By the end of the round, he was firing some of his best shots and landing some of his best shots, so it is really hard to make the case to stop him, but it's also quite hard to make the case of letting this fight go on too much further if it carries on like this, Darren.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Sonny. It's down to now Liam Taylor. Can he keep that constant pressure on? Can he keep the foot on the gas? Keep landing shots like that right hand to make the referee or the corner stop this contest, because as we've seen already, there is absolutely no quit in Jamie Stewart. Oh, look at that work behind that lead hand. I think that's about 12 jabs I've just counted there. Changing up the power of the shots as well.
Yeah, and he's able just to keep resetting his feet in the same place and re-getting the balance to keep pushing heavy jabs there. And again, Jamie Stewart weren't defensively manoeuvring. He wasn't moving out of the way, he wasn't adjusting, he wasn't taking an angle away. He was stood there at the edge of range as if he was a bag really at points there. But that just goes to show the toughness that, look, he's still standing in front of someone that may be being overmatched here today right now by what we've seen so far and what we see on paper, but physically and his tenacity, he's right up there, Jamie Stewart.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure the phone's going to ring many a times for him to challenge a lot of the up-and-coming fighters. Obviously, Liam Taylor's not that, but yeah, there's ambition there, there's toughness, there's heart, but I've been impressed with the work of Liam Taylor. Shown us a bit of everything, Sonny.
Yeah, he's looked very good so far. I've liked his body work and straight shots. And right now, he's just on a almost like a metronome, a monotonous flurry of jabs, straight hands, 1-2s, just at a consistent, steady 80% basis where there's always sort of something coming back, and if not, he's ready to throw again. Like he's in control.
Metronome.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a metronome is.
Ah, well, I was a drummer before I was a boxer, believe it or not.
Good work to the body again. Yeah, that was lovely. It started with the straight to the body, went up, back upstairs with the left, back to the body, changing the levels, keeping Jamie Stewart thinking all the time.
And still he comes back with his shots, Jamie Stewart. I think this is some great work really for Liam. He's, you know, showing the sort of level he's fighting at. Maybe it's a bit above the level that he's in the ring against right now, but he's doing it in a very professional, very composed manner. He's not, oh, some really nice body work landing there.
He's been in with some very good fighters though, Jamie Stewart. I mean, look, he drew with Ben Field for the Midlands area title. He actually drew with Florian Marku. You might remember that fight earlier on in the career of Marku. He beat Mick Hennessy Jr. That was all at the start of his career, but sort of fallen into this mould of going the rounds, going the distance with young, hungry challengers. But there is some pedigree there, Sonny.
And you can really see how. You can really see why he doesn't get stopped often. There's been nothing wrong with the shots landed.
Yeah, another round in the bag for Liam Taylor. Some big, deep breaths from Jamie Stewart in the red corner.
And if you're in Taylor's corner, what can you really tell him apart from just keep doing the same thing? He's having so much success. He's not really getting caught with too much or anything that's really troubling. Look at all those jabs you was talking about earlier, Darren. 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's just finding, and he's not having to really adjust much. He's going out and it's coming back. It's going out and it's coming back, and that's unfortunately for Jamie Stewart and his corner and his team not good enough. You have to do something. You have to adjust. You have to go for a second phase. You can't just be at the end of levers and happy just to take the next one and hope that another one doesn't come.
Yeah, no real ambition to try and look for the counter over that jab.
I don't think he really had much of a chance to, because there was just another shot coming back every time. It would have been stupid to throw. He just had to move his feet.
But again, the attribute that we will commend, we have to commend, is that heart and that desire from Jamie Stewart. Here we go into the 5th round, 2 to go here in our opening contest at Planet Ice in Altrincham for the debut of the local man from Manchester, Pat Brown, former Olympian. Could be and well, I'm pretty sure will be a exciting journey, Sonny. Pat Brown, very popular, ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, he looks like he's got all the pieces. He's got the amateur pedigree, he's got the style, he's got the heavy hands, but there's a long way to go yet. There is a long way to go yet, but you know, this is where they start. It starts on your debut. He's headlining. That's a pressure that a lot of fighters don't ever experience, headlining on the debut, especially not on a platform like this. But sorry, Liam Taylor's going through the gears quite lovely here.
Do you know what I like about the work from Liam Taylor?
But there's
here?
A left hook that lands.
I mean, every single time you think he's about to bow out, or the referee might jump in, he fires back Jamie Stewart. But the way he's just taking this thing out of the shots, changing up the pace, the power. Again, the variation on point from Liam Taylor, showing why he's challenged for the British title in the past, drew for the title actually, as I say, against Chris Jenkins. He's been a European WBO champion.
But right now, it's almost like he's playing a video game, like he's on Undisputed or something. He's just going through the gears, the levels, picking a shot. He's throwing a jab, he's throwing a hook, he's throwing a body shot, he's going uppercut through the middle. He's kind of showing the whole repertoire, really. And he's not really breaking too much of a sweat, and he really hasn't missed too much, I don't think, either.
And I think that uppercut you just mentioned there, Sonny, that's the shot that I feel he could be throwing a little bit more. You see, he leans over the front, but just missing with the right uppercut there. But the elbows are wide at times from Jamie Stewart. We've seen him land that shot before, but still, impressive work from Liam Taylor.
Yeah, but still Jamie Stewart comes back. There's nothing wrong with his heart. There's nothing wrong with his chin, because the shots that are landing, you can feel the weight behind them. Oh, and another uppercut lands.
Right uppercut.
And that seems to be the story, like you said, Darren. Every time he's under the cosh, under fire, he comes back with something.
Is that work again? To the body, a relentless attack. Oh, the right to the body just seemed to dip the knee slightly of Stewart. Free again, unanswered body shots.
But a wry smile and a nod from Jamie Stewart.
He really is tough as old boots.
He's almost like an old fighting dog. The more damage that's getting done to him, the higher his drive's going.
Yeah. But another round that you've got to appreciate and commend the work of Liam Taylor. Looking good. Looking like he's on the cuffs of fighting for the British title once again. The chance to realise a dream, a boyhood dream, to hold that Lonsdale belt.
Yeah, and it's really something that young British fighters, they go to sleep at night dreaming of. And, you know, it's these sort of fights that you can overlook, and all of a sudden, you know, you're on a big platform, you're on DAZN, you're Eddie Hearn sat ringside, and all of a sudden, Jamie Stewart comes with a rocket up his backside and really gives it a go. And then, you know, one eye in the next opponent has caught you in trouble. I think there's been not 1 second of danger for that, and it's probably that promise of such a prestigious title, guaranteed next, opportunity next, that is making Liam Taylor be so razor thin of his focus. And he's still not even pushing too far, trying to get him out of there. He's just flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. That carrot being dangled for Liam Taylor certainly has kept his performance on point. And into the 6th round we go, and Jamie Stewart starts the round, the final round, talking to his opponent.
Yeah, I might have to take one of my earphones, 'cause I didn't really catch what he said, but I think he said, come on then. I don't know if that's what I'd be saying to my opponent at this stage with the fight going like this, but he might be playing possum, Darren.
Yeah, looking to creep forward at the start of this final round, but another sickening left to the body. And he follows that up with a beautiful left uppercut with that lead hand.
And it was nice how he just dropped his shoulder. It's like he was moving defensively, but he came up with the shot and he landed it really nice. There weren't much power or weight too much behind it, but it was the sharpness that caught Jamie Stewart's attention. And here comes more shots straight through the middle.
Looking for that right uppercut this time. Nice stiff jab. I think from certainly the fourth round onward, I'd say, he I think he realised how tough Jamie Stewart was, and he's just gone into sort of enjoyment mode. He's kept it switched on, he's kept focus, but he's really shown us an awful lot. He's shown his levels here.
And despite all of these shots landing quite cleanly and looking hurtful from where I'm sat, Jamie Stewart still applauding Liam Taylor, telling him, come on, keep throwing. Is that all you've got?
Nice jab to the body, followed by a left hook upstairs, and again, Jamie Stewart with mum on the back of his waistband, looking for that right hand over the top of that left hand of Liam Taylor. But again, the man from Middleton, Lancashire, just going through the gears, showing us what he's all about. Oh, stiff 1-2, Sonny.
Yeah, lovely 1-2 landing. A nice body shot as well. And he's finding the body shots lovely, and it has been all night. It's also good to see young Leo Atang and Brad Casey sat ringside, just behind Eddie Hearn, two prospects coming through to enjoy the boxing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And just mentioning that fight, Sonny, Conor Walker. How do you see that one playing out? Liam Taylor got a chance in that, you'd have to say, with this. But I think stylistically, it would really gel, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would make a very exciting, explosive fight. I do really rate Conor Walker, I really do. I think he's very tough, I think he's very tenacious. He loves being in the pocket and fighting. But I do think that even though Liam Taylor's been boxing nice and controlled and mature tonight, I mean, getting out of the way of most, I think Jamie Stewart's hit him enough times where we could think Conor Walker might be able to get him into some trouble. I think that would be a fantastic fight.
Brilliant fight, and that was a brilliant performance from Liam Taylor to set up potentially that clash with Conor Walker, as we say, to challenge for that British title, a title that he's desperate to hold. But the work throughout that contest, impressive, was in a nice flow. As you said, Sonny, there's not much more he could have done. He showed us an awful lot. It was just the toughness and the will to win that Jamie Stewart that stopped him from getting that inside the distance finish.
Yeah, I think as soon as Liam Taylor started the fight, straight away he was finding the target. He was finding it easy, I think, pretty much from the opening bell. Jamie Stewart didn't give him too much to have to work out or break down, but what he did give him was physically a very tough and endurable test. And I think if Liam Taylor got carried away and throw too much, it could have got a bit tricky at some point, but he was measured, he was controlled, and he won for me on a complete landslide.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get the verdict now from your MC, Mr. David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to referee John Latham's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner, Liam Taylor.
Yeah, Liam Taylor gets the 28th win of his career. Fingers crossed for him and his team. He gets that chance to challenge for the British title. And it really was a good display. Jamie Stewart, I mean, I take my hat off. I know you do as well, Sonny, for Jamie Stewart. A tough, tough man, and he will give plenty of fighters in this country a tough time.
Yeah, for sure, and it's probably quite frustrating for him that usually when he does get in, it is against someone the like of Liam Taylor, who may be more further advanced and more further ahead and waiting for a bigger fight when he's fighting a Jamie Stewart. You know, I would like to see him get a bit more of an opportunity for the amount of heart and toughness that he shows, but you know, that's how boxing goes sometimes.
Well, a brilliant fight to kick things off here at the Planet Ice Arena in Altrincham, and here's what we've got. 2 fights still to come here in tonight's prelim before we head over to DAZN for the main card, which sees 2024 Olympian Pat Brown make his much awaited professional debut against a tough Argentinian, Federico Grandone. Also on the card, unbeaten lightweight Cameron Vong and Jordan Flynn finally battle it out to settle their long-standing and heavy, often heavy-heated rivalry. Reece Farnell defends his English super middleweight title against Northeast Mark Dickinson, and kicking off all the action is, as Eddie Hearn would say, the Manchester Golovkin, William Crolla. So much to look forward to live at 7 p.m, but we're ready to go for our second contest here on Before the Bell. So let's hand back over to our MC for the evening, Mr. David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues with a special 6-round super middleweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome Alice Makovich.
And here is Czech Alice Makovich, 27-year-old southpaw, 5 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Losses to Ezra Taylor, who stopped in the second round but did go the distance with the young, talented prospect from Essex, John Hedges. Short, stocky southpaw, nice high guard, but he's in deep here against Taylor Bevan.
And now entering the arena, please welcome Taylor Bevan.
Well, I've said it before in intros for Taylor Bevan, but there's talented fighters, there's very talented fighters, then there's the likes of Taylor Bevan. This man has been so impressive in his first 2 outings as a professional. 2 wins, both of those coming by stoppage, and it's the way in which he's doing it, showing us a bit of everything. He said about the fight week, he's getting used to the cameras, the press conferences, taking it all in his stride, all experiences. But if you're watching this at home, do not blink.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Altrincham, England, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Sponsored by Betfred, Everlast, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guide, Tom Life Insurance, Victory Live, and Drip. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Manchester, scoring A-star referee Darren Sargentson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black with white trim. He scaled 12 stone, 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Professional record, 5 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Tabor, Czechia. Please welcome Alice Makovich. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black, silver, and red. He scaled 12 stone, 1 pound, 8 ounces. His young professional record thus far perfect. 2 fights, 2 victories, and they both came by way of knockout. Here is the former Team GB amateur standout and the Commonwealth Games silver medalist, fighting out of Cardiff, Wales, by way of Southampton. Please welcome Taylor Bevan.
Fellas, you both know the rules. Keep it clean. Nothing low. Watch your heads. And when I say break, take a step back. Most importantly, defend yourself at all times. Best of luck, lads.
Well, buckle your seatbelts for the third outing of the young, exciting former amateur star Taylor Bevan. 2-0, 2 knockouts. And will he follow suit here at the Planet Ice Arena in Altrincham? I'm sure you've been extremely impressed, Sonny.
And he comes firing straight out the corner to start the first round.
Yeah, full of confidence is Taylor Bevan, and with what he's achieved in the amateurs, Commonwealth Games silver medalist, the 2 performances that he's had already as a pro, taking it all in his stride now. It's all becoming a little bit more of the norm for him, landing a lovely stiff jab right on the face of Alice Makovic. As I say, from Czech, 27 years old. Only stopped the once in his 3 defeats, but he's well up against it here, against a hard-hitting, accurate, sharp Sonny Edwards, Taylor Bevan.
Landed a lovely jab to the body, and shortly after lands a nice cuffing right hand over the top. You can just see the threat, you can see the jeopardy in Taylor's hands. You really can. Every second he's in the ring. Oh, another body shot land.
And the power of Bevan being demonstrated here. Not letting Makovic off the hook at all as he backs him in to his red corner.
And it's really not just the heavy shots. Look how he's measuring his target. Look how he's edging forward, edging back, trying to get his opponent to be in a vulnerable position before really nailing him. Little touch in the target, some light shots first, and then you can see he just tries to pick his moment when the heavy shot lands.
And that's that pedigree coming through from the amateurs, really helps.
There we go.
Settled into the pros, lands a lovely left hook there. Makovic
didn't like that left
goes
hook.
round the back of the head. It looks a clean shot to me.
Oh, another punishing body shot.
He's under the cosh here. Is Makovic.
And real good variety coming from the Welshman here in the first round.
They're not rushing his work either. Just taking a nice little step out of range there, making Makovic fall short and just firing back in. Sharp shots. There's that left uppercut followed by a right hand.
Cuts off the ring. So
left uppercut was a peach of a shot from Taylor Bevan. Makovic looked out. The referee waved this off. Taylor Bevan moves to 3-0. 3 stoppages. There is no stopping this man, Sonny Edwards.
That was a massive uppercut that landed there. I can't wait to see the replay already pop up on the screen. He set it up nicely, and it was the first real punch with mean intent that he threw, and it ended the fight.
Well, we see him beat Simon Caja in the second round of his last contest, and it was 2 beautiful right uppercuts that got the job done. It was the left hand this time. But this man, Sonny, the variation, the spite, the desire. I mean, I talk about Pat Brown, who's fighting in tonight's main event, ticking boxes. This man here, Taylor Bevan, does exactly that.
Well, so far he's not done much wrong, Darren. I haven't seen him really take a clean shot of anything worth remembering. He's controlled it, he's landed the jab, he's gone up and down, he's worked to the body as well. But he's so good at when he picks his moment of going from touching and being sharp and being rangy. Look, he's boxing in nice and he just slips in, lets the punch go. Well, that wasn't even a shot. Very similar. That was a bit earlier on. I thought that was the left uppercut. Must be very similar to the one. Here we go. Touches upstairs, and as soon as he drops him down, he walks him on. He just hit it. He just hit him with the exact shot. What, 5 seconds ago? He touched him with it. He saw it, and as soon as he dropped down again, he let the trigger go, and that was a well-placed, perfectly executed lead uppercut. A very hard shot to throw.
Yeah, and that's how you throw it, Sonny Edwards. You don't telegraph the shot, do you? Look, he's just thrown that from the waist there. He's just turned the front foot into it, and look at the effect of Makovic there.
You just seen him adjust his body weight ever so slightly, just so he weren't completely over his front foot. And as soon as he just transferred the body weight, he found the uppercut so nicely. It was the sweet spot. You know when they talk about the sweet spot? He didn't load up, he didn't try too hard. He just caught it at the right time and threw it exactly how we needed to. That was a punch-perfect shot.
Absolutely, smiles all round. Eddie Hearn, I can see just walking round to our commentary area here. Colin Jones, Welsh legend, happy. Taylor Bevan obviously thrilled with his performance. What a shot that was. Didn't give Makovic a chance to even get into that contest, Sonny.
And when you fight like that and finish like that, unless you're related or friends to the opponent, you're going to be happy with that performance.
Absolutely. Well, we'll hear from the victor after the announcement from David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Darren Sargentson calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 15 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, Taylor Bevan.
Yep, Taylor Bevan, as we say, moves to 3-0, 3 stoppages. And again, just showing what a hard-hitting fighter he is. Looks in great shape, looks the part. Learning all the time how to deal with the cameras, and this pressure there is certainly gonna become more evident as he continues fighting. But I look forward to hearing from him, Sonny. He stood alongside our reporter for the evening and presenter, I must say, the great, the wonderful, the handsome Jamie Ward.
Okay, Taylor Bevan, congratulations. 3-0, 3 knockouts. Was that the best one yet so far?
I don't know if it's the best one. I'm very happy with it. I'll have to watch it back and assess, but yeah, I'm very happy with that performance.
Can you please try and make sense why you weren't happy with that tonight?
No, I'm happy with it, but I don't know if it's... I need to watch it. Once I've watched it back, I'll let you know.
Just talk us through the process of finding that left hand, because it was a peach, and I'm sure when you do watch it back, you will appreciate it, certainly.
Yeah, I wanted to just ease my way into the fight, work off the jab, and land threw a couple of feints, and he sort of ducked down, and I thought, oh, the uppercut would be there to land, so I just waited for the opportunity and threw it, and it paid off.
No fighter will ever complain, Taylor, of an early night, but wouldn't you have minded that going a bit longer tonight?
Yeah, obviously I kept coming looking for the knockout, so I'm happy with it, but I've got a lot of support up tonight, and they've travelled a long way, so I'm sure they would have liked to have seen a bit more, but I hope I did them proud.
And in terms of the whole process from fight week to fight night and getting in this ring and putting together performances like that, that's fight number 3 in the books now. In what way is the process becoming a bit more comfortable for you?
Just getting used to the whole fight week and all the media commitments. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with it now, and I feel like I can express myself in the ring a bit more because I'm feeling comfortable.
Well, let's bring in the man to your right, who had a big smile on his face when he watched that unfold anyway. Promotes Freddie Hearn. Immediate verdict. Excited about Taylor Bevan?
Well, as always, a special thank you to the Southampton Massive over here. Unbelievable support. It's a Friday night in Manchester. You're a lucky boy, and what we're seeing now is just the education of a real, in my opinion, true world-class prospect in Taylor Bevan. It's a nice small ring in here tonight. I said to Colin Jones just now, and he was stalking him early, and there was no escape really. It was only a matter of time, and I just said to Tom Dallas as I got into the ring, little step up now. And you know, I know we haven't made an official announcement, but you lot made a 17th copper box. Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen. It's nearer home. That'll be next, number 4. He's keeping nice and active, and when you're knocking people out like he is, I'm going to keep you nice and active. And every performance has been getting better and better, you know, slightly more mature every single performance, and he's looking fantastic. Really, really excited about his future. I mean, he's looking as good as that. We're going to keep him, like I said, nice and active. May 17th in London, copper box. Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen. That'll be next for him.
Why is it so important for you, Taylor, to remain nice and active, like Eddie just said then?
I think it's crucial to build your career to be active, and I love fighting, and I love these events that I'm a part of, and I can't thank Matchroom enough for keeping me active, and I'm enjoying the journey so much so far.
If it is a little step up next, what does that do for Taylor Bevan's mindset? Does that excite you, the thought of the challenges getting a bit tougher?
Yeah, definitely. I want to keep stepping up each fight and continue to keep proving myself and see how far I can go.
And the numbers in here were good for you tonight. No doubt they're going to keep growing. Do you have a little message you want to leave for them tonight?
Yeah, I can't thank everyone enough for coming up again and taking days off work and coming all this way to support me. I can't thank them enough.
Taylor Bevan, 3-0. Congratulations, a great performance. Well done.
Yep, a great performance indeed. 3-0 now as a professional. What a start he has made. And in tonight's main event, former Olympian Pat Brown is eagerly awaiting the start of his pro career.
first session of the day, so I'm just going to do a nice little rollout, and then it's just a technical session, so I'll do a bit on the bag, a bit on the pads. Obviously these are already starting before me, and then yeah, just head over to Susie Wong's, get my shorts done today, and then go and see me physio, and then I'll do a little run after I see me physio then, and that's my day sort of done and dusted. So yeah.
Mate, it must be hard to stay focused there.
All the time, all the time. He doesn't shut up. I've hit him in the face a few times on the pads by mistake, and he still doesn't shut up then. He gets worse. I like throwing a straight right down the pipe, but then my left hand I like going downstairs and doubling it up, bang, bang. Yeah, just wait and see.
Fast two. Jump it straight. Stab it. Scoop it. One there. Double it up. Up. And again. Drop it down. One. Good. In that pocket. Catch. Roll. Roll. One. Double it. One. Double it. One step two.
Yeah.
Good. Again. Check it. Ah. Drop it after. Again.
No water, we struggle. And when I have water in a fight, I feel the benefits then.
Shit science, really. Shit science.
That's just me. That's just me being a weirdo.
Hydration.
I like pushing myself that extra little bit.
Have a jab backhand. Yeah. 1, 2, sit backhand. Don't be there, come on.
Finished the session this morning. Just nice warm-up, skip, bit of bag, and then did a good few rounds with Jamie and Nigel, and then at the end there we got my heart rate up, and that's a technical session in the VIP gym.
I like the tag team element, yeah? I like the tag team element. Hey, when you're weak. It's so weak to planning.
Oh! He looks in full form there, doesn't he, in Camp Sonny? I mean, how will he be feeling ahead of his eagerly anticipated debut? Look, we've all been excited. I know he'll be excited, but can you remember yours? How will he be feeling?
Yeah, I can remember mine, and it weren't quite a headlining live on DAZN. It really wasn't. But look, the stage is set. His friends, his family, everyone that supported and watched his career going to be here tonight. And, you know, I haven't got to tell you, Darren, the difference between amateur and pros, a lot of the time is just how people, you know, receive it around you, I think. It really is probably the biggest difference. All of a sudden, once Eddie Hearn sat ringside and the cameras and the lights are here, you might have been fighting in the hardest fight of your career in a random sports hall in Finland somewhere. But it's here where the world seems to be watching. Everyone that you know, anyone that you're going to know, they're going to watch this. This is going to be the start of what we're hoping is going to be a bright, bright future to come.
And what would you be hoping for? As far as performance is concerned, what do you want to see tonight?
I always like maturity. Obviously, we want to see explosion. We want to see excitement, hype, things that we feel like we haven't really seen before. But at the same time, I like seeing fighters take to it like a duck to water. Don't go and try and force too much. Don't go and try and impress too much. You know what? You can usually see the mental maturity quite early on in the first couple of fights, because in these fights it might be easy to get carried away and keep throwing and throwing and throwing. But how much legs is that going to stand now with a fighter like Pat? If he starts throwing, it looks like the fight's not going to last very long. It does. Well, that's tonight's top of the bill, Pat Brown versus Grandone. But here we've got one more on before the bell, and it's the return of Conor Tubsbury. Let's hand back over to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues with a 6-round light heavyweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome Robbie Connor.
And here is Robbie Connor, 35, from Bellahouston, Scotland. A former opponent of Conor Tusbury. They fought in the amateurs. And it was a close fight according to Nigel Travis. It was on their home show, Moss Side Fire Station. So the pedigree is there for this man, Robbie Connor. This is a big, big opportunity against the powerful, explosive Conor Tusbury.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the Moss Side Mauler, Conor Tusbury.
And here is the former amateur star, Conor Tusbury. Just a one fight, we see him out recently. And he destroyed Saddam Patano. I think he was honest in the first round of that. A little nervous, a bit pressure. But once that first round was out the way in which he delivered the beautiful finishing right hand behind 3 beautiful jabs. And it was stunning, it was hurtful. And he got this man underway in the pro ranks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from Altrincham, England, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Everlast, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Tom Life Insurance, Victory Live, and Drip. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Barry, scoring A-star referee, Mr. John Latham. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears red with silver trim. He scaled 12 stone, 12 pounds, 9 ounces. Professional record, 3 victories, 4 defeats, and 2 draws. He fights out of Bellahouston, Scotland. Introducing Robbie Connor. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears red with white trim. He scaled at already 12 stone, 11 pounds, 12 ounces. His young professional record thus far perfect. 1 fight, 1 victory, and that victory came by way of knockout. He fights out of Manchester, England. Here is the Moss Side Mauler, Conor Tusbury.
Right, lads, you expect from you both, you obey my instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you both. Touch gloves, touch them up.
For the second fight, for local man Conor Tusbury against his former amateur opponent, Robbie Connor, in the light heavyweight division, here at the Planet Ice Arena in Altrincham.
Second time, round 1.
Yeah, been with Nigel Travis at the Moss Side Fire Station gym. And his coach, mentor, has been impressed with him. Says there's a lot to like about the young man. In great shape, as always. He has that amateur pedigree, over 100 amateur fights. I remember speaking to Dave Allen, who's obviously gym mates with Conor Tusbury, rates him. Very good fighter, great lad. And he's been impressive, hasn't he? Certainly that debut, but what he's done in the amateurs, Sonny, remarkable.
Yeah, he's been around the circuit for a few years now. Oh, gets caught with a jab there, but before that, he started very nice, very sharp. Been landing a couple of jabs to the body. But yeah, very highly touted, had a good amateur background. But Robbie Connor, seen him fight Liam Cameron, was ringside for that fight, and look what Liam Cameron's gone on to do. That looks like a great performance now.
Yeah, it was the first fight back after that long hiatus from Liam Cameron. He just got the nod by a single point, did Cameron. He's a decent amateur. He lost to Aaron Bowen in the semi-finals of the GB Tri-Nations. So as I say, the pedigree's there. They fought. So again, I mentioned, see, just being forced back from the pressure of Conor Tusbury. He really does look physically strong, doesn't he?
Yeah, and really, when we think about it, it's quite a rare occurrence this early on in a 6-rounder. Fighters, you know, that fought as an amateur, almost rematching in a 6-rounder. But look, Conor Tusbury's the prospect coming through. Robbie Connor's career has, you know, maybe slightly taken another route, but look, he's lost over half his fights, but he hasn't been stopped. He's very tough. He's pushed some good fighters very, very far in fights that it was perceived to be, you know, much more one-sided than they ended up being. So Tusbury's going to have to be on it, I think, for this 6-rounder.
Just look at ringside, I can see Dave Allen, Jack Catterall, manager Sam Jones, Tony Bellew, Eddie Hearn. He speaks to Nigel Travis. He said he's been sparring with Callum Smith before his brilliant win against Joshua Boatsi. Also Bradley Ray, who was supposed to be on the card. Some really good sparring in camp. Oh, just looking for that right hand over the top. Conor, nice little step back, just missed with the right hand though. Shown he's awkward, knows how to ride the shots, move out of range. Maybe a bit of patience required tonight.
Seconds, corners. Seconds out. Round 2.
Into the second round we go. 6-rounder in the light heavyweight division between Conor Tusbury and Robbie Connor.
Yeah, realised near the end of that first round that saying Conor anywhere just got confusing, Darren.
Nice jab from Tusbury, just tripling up the shot, just forcing Conor back, who does move well. He's slippery, he knows how to ride the shots, as we said. Just again moving a lot to his left, just looking for that right hand over the top, but patience certainly going to be the case here for Tusbury. Doesn't need to rush anything.
Yeah, I think the frustrating thing right now for Conor Tusbury is that, oh, that's better work though. It's just that Robbie Connor's doing quite a good job at smothering and negating a lot of the work. When he's trying to engage and land some shots, he's closing the gap down. He's trying to throw a punch, but he's letting his body fall in with it and, you know, sort of just disable any real chance of attacking that Conor Tusbury has.
Yeah, he's doing the right thing. He's not staying at arm's length, is he? Like you say, when he gets close, he just ties up Tusbury, and when he gets the opportunity, he moves sharply out of range. Looking nice. Landed a nice right to the body there, straight right.
It was like he landed a nice right hand to the body, but wobbled himself with how his feet reacted. But that was a nice shot. Another left hook, but gets caught with a jab for his troubles.
Yeah, just looking to disguise that left hook. Just look down and through the left hook upstairs. Yeah, a bit of variation with the movement, both left and right, and then, as you say, just grabs hold and smothers the work of Tusbury.
Because I think the problem really is when Conor Tusbury's trying to get there, he's rushing with his feet, and when Robbie Connor then comes forward and closes the gap, he's almost too close to him to really land anything of significance. Oh, that's a better left hook, though.
Yeah, it was a nice shot. Short, sharp left hook inside.
And you can see the immediate response from Robbie Connor, opting to use the ring, take his shoulder out of way.
Looks big, Robbie Connor. Yeah, again, just showing the sharp feet. Just leading with that right hand, looking to finish with the left. Tudsbury. And again, just trying to nullify the work. Referee just splitting the two up. Sure, it won't be long until he starts having a little word with Robbie Connor. Walks in with a double jab, Sonny.
But to be fair, Robbie Connor's having probably a little bit more success early on than he might have thought. And I think every time that the fight is getting smothered, you know, you've got the prospect who's trying to impress Conor Tudsbury, probably getting a little bit anxious, probably getting a little bit agitated from the smothering, the holding. Look, he's trying to break the clinch now, where this is how Robbie Connor wants the fight to go, really.
Yeah, a little messy here in this second round at Planet Ice Arena in Altrincham.
Robbie Connor there walked back to his corner, complaining about a right shoulder. I don't think his trainer did much of a convincing job of massaging it better, Darren, but still he comes out.
Yeah, he's just giving himself two left hooks on that right shoulder. Obviously some sort of damage there. See if he lets that shot go. Just move into his left. Nice jab to the body from Conor Tudsbury.
And you can see the maybe physical differences, isn't it, favouring Conor Tudsbury as a two matching up. But right now I think Robbie Connor's doing a good job of just skating out of the way of most of the danger. I don't think he's, oh, that's a better shot. I don't think he's landing all too much, Robbie Connor, but he's making it quite difficult for Tudsbury to get anything of too much no.
And on the flip side, how do you nullify that? Is that a two-phase attack? Step in, bring your feet in?
Do you know what I think? About setting a trap, but when you do going with conviction. I think, again here, Tudsbury's allowing his opponent to get on his chest, and then he's still trying to work. He's not thinking, look, right now he's in a place where he's got his levers, he's got the target right in front of him, but he's almost telegraphing the jab that's coming forward. He's stepping in with it because he's starting a bit too far out of range. If he feints, maybe got his feet a little bit closer, and then threw him before he was either too far out or too close in, he'd probably be having a bit more success with the landing, I think. But it is hard saying that against someone that's doing a very good job at either being too close or, as you're coming, getting away.
Yeah, if you just see it there, just grabbing hold of that lead hand of Conor Tudsbury was Robbie Connor. Just nullifying the threat of those short, hurtful shots that we've seen Tudsbury throw, just working the body with that right hook.
And I think the problem a lot of the time from Conor Tudsbury is that he's trying to sort of land the perfect shot from the first phase of the attack every time. That was a good shot,
that was a beautiful left hook from Conor Tudsbury. He took it well, Robbie Connor.
A little dip of the legs followed.
Yeah, he's just got that right hand a little low at times, hasn't he, Robbie Connor? And that was a beautiful, well-timed left hook.
And when he throws with his feet underneath him and he's not falling or trying to cut the ring down whilst throwing, they're nice shots again there. Maybe a little bit of tension at the shoulders, a little bit of weight at the hands, but keep your feet under you and keep the balance.
Well, we start to see a little bit more counter-punching. It was off the shots of Robbie Connor, that left hook.
A nice jab to the body.
Yeah, he's worked that well in the first 3 rounds, Conor Tudsbury. Again, he's fleet-footed, he's sharp, Robbie Connor, when he wants to be. Looking for his own left to the body there. Throwing the same shot at the same time. Looking again for that left hook upstairs, Tudsbury. Just grazing the target. Tusbury with that left hook. Yeah, and he's playing his part, Robbie Connor. And as you said, there's a lot more easier fights out there for someone like Tusbury. You know, as we said, he doesn't have your conventional sort of amateur style, does Robbie Connor, but he knows how to look after himself.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of always staying busy as well. So he's always giving Conor Tusbury something to adjust to or think about. Don't get me wrong, I have Conor Tusbury here as a landslide shutout so far. There's not been too much coming back, but it's just more the work you can see him capable of doing. Robbie Connor's doing quite a good job at nullifying that right now. That was a good uppercut that landed, a slight dip of the legs, but look, the toughness again, like is a common theme tonight. He stands there, he's ready to throw back, but right now he's just doing a good job at starting in the right place. And when Conor Tusbury really goes to launch an attack, he's just taking it away enough where even if he does get caught, he's taking the sting out of the punches.
Into the fourth round we go. And one thing's for sure, he'll be learning a lot in there, Conor Tusbury. Gamesmanship there from Robbie Connor, as we see him just moving left and right. Poking out that jab. Back comes Tusbury. Just looking for the two shots. Upstairs.
But I think Robbie Connor's done a real good job at staying relaxed throughout this, staying composed. You can just see that slight, you know, bit more relaxedness than what Conor Tusbury has, but that's where, you know, the power, that's where the physicality is coming for it. But, you know, maybe if Conor Tusbury did just take the tension out of his shoulders a bit, he'd be finding the target better and easier.
Missed out on the Paris Olympic Games. Tusbury was gutted, but certainly a welcomed addition to the pro ranks here in the UK. It's a dream of his to be a professional fighter from where he grew up, to be on these kind of shows and the platform that is available for him, and such a great team buzzing in that gym. Jamie Moore, Nigel
That's
Travis.
better work.
Yeah, getting back to action there.
And he just opted to quicken up his hands there a little bit. He didn't look for too long, he got into range, and he let 2s and 3s goes, and he landed every single one of them.
Robbie Connor standing tall, but offering more. He's letting his hands go. Nice jab from the Scot. And again, as you've pointed out, as early as the first round, just leaning on, just stopping that work from Tusbury. Smart when he's needed to be. Connor, good head movement there, Sonny, from Tusbury.
Yeah, I think the problem right now is it's quite obvious when Conor Tusbury wants to have a go and wants to fight. He gets a bit more aggressive, he jumps up, he comes forward, he's sort of letting you know that he's coming, and anytime he's seeing that, Robbie Connor's just, you know, tying him up, walking him back, getting too close to him or getting away from him, and I think he could just do a slightly better job at hiding what his intentions are, because we sort of know when he's looking to come big, when he's coming in with a jab.
Perhaps that second phase attack, but completely echo what you're saying there, Sonny.
But I do think
he's playing his part, Robbie Connor, that's for sure.
Definitely. I do think a lot of the parts of it for Conor Tusbury is he's not really worrying about what's coming back, so he's not really reacting to what's coming back. He's just trying to get there and start working himself. But when he does, he's getting tied up.
Yeah, the team there with Tusbury, Jamie Moore, Kerry Kays, Saban Khan, and of course Nigel Travis, who knows this man so well.
And a very experienced corner with a lot of success, you know, over the years, through their own careers as well. In very safe hands, you'd think there, Conor Tusbury, very familiar ones as well.
10 seconds, chorus. Seconds out. Round 5.
Well, into the 5th round we go to see Jamie Moore there signalling the right uppercut for Tudsbury. Will we see the local man get that shot into play? Robbie Connor starting the round on the front foot, changing the levels with his knees, but that's nice footwork from Tudsbury. We've applauded the footwork of Robbie Connor, but that was a nice pivot back to centre ring, Sonny, from Tudsbury.
Yeah, I think both fighters have started this 5th round quite nice, to be honest. Like you can see with the body movement of Robbie Connor and the way he goes about dropping his shoulders and slipping out, even for a man of his size, that he definitely has some amateur pedigree. But I think right now what you're just seeing is someone that's maybe a bit physically stronger and maybe a bit better just outworking and controlling the work.
He always looks like, sorry Sonny, that he's cocked and ready to throw a shot, Robbie Connor. That may have stopped Connor Tudsbury, just really mounting more attacks at the fear of maybe walking onto shot, but this is a good attack from Tudsbury. Lands a lovely right hand.
Very wild though. I'd like to see him get control of his feet a little bit more here though, is what I was talking about earlier in the fight.
Yeah, that was a beautiful right hand midway through that barrage of work from Connor Tudsbury. Desperate to get the job done there. Really put his foot on the gas, but credit to Robbie Connor.
But it's almost like he started the attack from his feet rather than his hands. His feet started moving and then his hands started catching up to the target. He's finding himself in a lot of good places, but I think when he starts putting the power behind it, his feet are just getting flustered at the moment. And being overly, probably maybe critical of a fighter that, you know, in his second fight has won pretty much every second of this fight so far, but you can see that he's physically a very, very, very capable fighter.
Yeah, there's an awful lot to like. This is another good attack. 3 shots to the body, 2 straight right hands, followed by the right bolo under that left elbow of Robbie Connor. Just pokes out the jab just to stop the work, the flow that has come his way from Connor Tudsbury in this 5th round. Just over 30 seconds to go. Is he starting to feel the pace in your eyes, Robbie Connor, Sonny?
Maybe the pace a little bit, but I do think that it might just be that the punch is slowly starting to break him down. And you can see that, you know, we're just over 3 minutes. That was a good shot. Like that. Another one.
Right hook. Beautiful shot from Connor Tudsbury. He looks to hold again. Robbie Connor, good work from the local man in his second outing as a professional. Connor Tudsbury. Yeah, had some real good moments in that 5th round. Connor Tudsbury landing some good hurtful hooks, listening to the instructions of Jamie Moore in the corner.
And you can really see when he does start revving and letting his hands go, that he's definitely a physical force to be reckoned with. You can see that. But right now, like I said before, he's just telegraphing it that little bit. You almost see the revving of the engine before he comes. And don't get me wrong, it made Robbie Connor not throw back. It made him just want to get out of the way or dive. But at the same time, it makes it harder to land the shots.
And here's one half of tonight's chief support. Cameron Vong in against Jordan Flynn. The bad blood is real. This is a real grudge match. Do not miss that one. Live on DAZN from 7 p.m. As I say, the chief support. Pat Brown top of the bill. Into the final round we go here.
And I made that fight, so it's only right that I'm commentating on it, isn't it?
Good work, Sonny Edwards. Back to work for these two here. Light heavyweight division. Former amateur foes. Robbie Connor, Connor Tudsbury, they know each other. But this is good work. It was in the previous round from Tudsbury, and he started this 6th round, Sonny Edwards, lively.
Yeah, a bit more confidence, a bit more aggression, maybe a slightly easier target to hit and catch up to now. He had some good success as well in the 5th round.
Yeah, and he's played his part, hasn't he, Robbie Connor? He's nullified the work. He's stopped at times Conor Tudsbury looking good. As we've said, the talent's there, the class is there, the pedigree certainly there. There's a lot to like, and I'm sure with other opponents that aren't as awkward as Robbie Connor, we will see the best of Conor Tudsbury, but lots and lots he would have learned here tonight against Robbie Connor.
You just get the feeling that if Robbie Connor was a bit more willing to, you know, make himself an easier target, we'd see some really big shots landing. But it's the
right uppercut,
and it's the quicker hands that are landing. When he's going solid and going big, he's missing. But when he's going quick and picking up his feet and picking up his hand speed, Robbie Connor's really struggling to keep up with him now.
Yeah, and he's up the tempo, more work from Tudsbury. I think he's feeling the tank of Robbie Connor really starting to empty.
And look how he's stealing a 5-10 second little break there. Poised up as if he was almost ready to throw his shot, but I think we all knew that he weren't coming in with that.
Yeah. And again, working that uppercut. There's two again unanswered. Right uppercuts, a little step out of range from Tudsbury. He's looking menacing on the front foot. The focus on his eyes. But again, as you say there, just stopping Tudsbury from coming forward. He looks like he's ready to throw the shot, and you can see the steam coming off of the head of Robbie Connor.
And he's making Conor Tudsbury work harder. You can see after that burst, he had to have a little shake out. He thought about going, and then he didn't. He had a little shake of his arms, and when you are built in the way that Conor Tudsbury is, when you do have clear muscle mass on your body, you generate more power, sure, but you use a lot more energy with everything you're doing. And I think, you know, okay, this has only been sort of one-way traffic for the most part, but it will definitely give him some things to think about in the future.
Yeah, last few seconds here in the final round of our final belt and before the bell. Final bout, sorry. Conor Tudsbury would have done enough there against a game, awkward opponent. Former amateur opponent Robbie Connor from Scotland, Bella Houston. He knew how to ride the shot, stay out of trouble, and we pointed out that there'll be easier tests, you would say, for Tudsbury as he climbed through the ranks. But good work.
Definitely easier to hit. I thought Robbie Connor did a tremendous job at just making himself out of the way and too close whenever Conor Tudsbury really tried catching up with him. That being said, I thought Tudsbury was finding some nice shots throughout the fight. His jab was really nice. I thought upstairs, downstairs. The uppercut, I think, when he started letting it down in the last few rounds, was probably the shot that he had the most success with. But, yeah, I think a very strong performance, albeit maybe a little bit frustrating and not the knockout that he probably would have wanted.
Yeah, but again, you have to give credit to Robbie Connor there. It was a tough matchup in only his second fight against a guy who's represented Scotland, fought in the GB Three Nations. And he's just looking at his arm there, pointing to his arm, Conor Tudsbury. Did he injure that left arm? But anyway, let's hand over to David Diamante for the verdict of this third and final fight on Before the Bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here in Altrincham, we go to referee John Latham's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner. He's still undefeated, the Moss Side Mauler, Conor Tudsbury.
Yep, Conor Tudsbury moves to 2-0. Robbie Connor, really proud of himself, played his part in that contest, would have learnt bundles, would Conor Tudsbury. And we pointed out that there's been many easier fights for a novice pro in their second contest. Jamie Moore, Sam Jones, they'll be happy. Good night's work from Tudsbury. We'll hear from the victor, the local man who's with, again, promoter Eddie Hearn, and of course the wonderful Jamie Ward.
Conor, congratulations, 2-0, 6 rounds banked tonight as well here. How would you sum that one up?
Very good experience. Obviously didn't get the 6 rounds in my first fight, so I was able to get that experience, to get the rounds in this fight, which was great against a tricky opponent.
You knew Robbie Connor well from the amateurs. How did this fight compare tonight? And overall, can you be happy?
Yeah, really happy. It was a good fight back years and years back, but this was a good fight. He's improved loads. Obviously, he's on a professional game now, like myself. But yeah, good.
Great stuff. We look forward to seeing you back very soon, Conor. We've got time for a quick one from Eddie Hearn. Your verdict from ringside.
Just what you want. You know, good 6 rounds. First performance was a nice, brutal knockout, but learned much more from those kind of nights. Tricky opponent, awkward opponent, didn't always let him work how he wanted to. And you're not always going to have it your own way. So first couple of rounds, sussed him out, then won every round. Looked good tonight. Solid 6 rounds. On to next.
And just finally, Conor, a big night for the gym. Yourself, Cameron Vong and Pat Brown, of course, later in the main event. You've got things off to a good start.
Good, yeah. It's going to be 3-0. 3 for 3. Yeah, 3-0. We're going to win. But yeah, man. On my side here, make some noise. Good. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the support. Thank you to everyone who's come to see all of us, me, Cameron, and Pat. Thank you to everyone.
Great stuff. Conor Tudsbury, 3-0. Congratulations and well done.
Yeah, a good, solid 6-round outing in his second contest for Conor Tudsbury. And here's what we've got in around 10 minutes' time, live on DAZN. William Crolla versus Emmanuel Zion. Reece Farnell versus Mark Dickinson for the English super middleweight title. Then the grudge match, bad blood between Cameron Vong and Jordan Flynn. And then the debut of former Olympian, former amateur star Pat Brown versus Federico Grandone. From myself, Sonny Edwards, thanks for joining us, and tune in around 10 minutes time, live on DAZN.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go. How do you like it? On the show, so aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown, still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.